All right, Ben, solid week, runner-up finish. How would you assess the week, and what are the positives you'll take away?
Yeah, definitely disappointed. My putter definitely wasn't quite 100% there. Kind of most of the day, I made it exciting there at the end for a couple holes. But, ultimately, I mean, it's funny. I'd take this finish like a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I'm definitely a little disappointed to not have made it a little bit closer or gotten it done. So I'll learn from some of my swings down the stretch. I'll remember some of the good stuff, and I'll bounce back and get right back to it. So overall, great week, but definitely a little disappointed with the second.
Is it hard to stay in the present and lock in and not think about the past or the future when you're out there in that spotlight, or did you do a pretty good job?
No, I did a great job staying in the present. I think all PGA Tour players are pretty good at it, and that's why the scores are so low every week. This is obviously one of the toughest tests we have on tour, and I was very present. I didn't look ahead to holes. I was just excited for each individual shot, and I think I've come a long ways mentally and physically to allow myself to do that.
So earlier in your career, you struggled, or it was harder to stay in the present?
Probably, yeah. I mean, hadn't necessarily won. It's easy for your head to kind of spin a little bit, and I think I'm just in such a great headspace to be a top elite competitor now. And, this one, I'm going to make sure it kind of stings a little bit because I'm going to come back with some vengeance, hopefully.
You said 1 or 2 years ago that you would have taken this finish. Is there going to be a point at some point where you'll think a second at the Memorial's good, or is it good?
I mean, certainly it's an incredible finish. I mean, this is like one of the best fields in golf. So I'm proving furthermore that I belong at the top in this game. I've gotten to the point where I really like winning. I won twice the last 5 weeks, and those feelings are fun on Sunday nights when you're signing a bunch of flags. And I was prepared to do that today, and ultimately just didn't execute how I wanted to get it done. And so I'm going to bounce back. I've got the U.S. Open in 2 weeks, and so I'm more confident than anyone that I can compete there and hopefully make things interesting.
What's it like playing Scotty when he's in the lead on a Sunday? And I know you're playing the course, but you're also playing him. What's the kind of the mindset, and what's that challenge?
Yeah, I try not to think too much about what he was necessarily doing, but it's easy to assume what he's going to do. He's going to hit fairways. He's going to hit greens. He's not really going to make mistakes and make a bogey, and if he does, it's because, like 10, he doesn't have a backswing, so he can't get it to the green. I mean, it's stuff like that. So I knew going into it today I needed to shoot under par, and I knew my game was there. I just my putter was just a little shaky early. For some reason, I didn't feel as comfortable on the greens as I did the first 3 rounds and then going back to last week at the Charles Schwab. And so I did a good job towards the end, feeling things out and kind of getting those feelings back. It just kind of stings, but he's a heck of a golfer. I mean, he's the best in the world.
How big was the 11th hole where you made that 14-footer and looked like you might gain a shot?
Yeah, I wish I hadn't even called a rules official over and just played my ball, because I feel like I waited 5 or 6 minutes and kind of got out of my rhythm. And I'm sure, Scotty, I don't even know what his rhythm is. He still made the putt, but that was a big moment for him. I'd just gotten one back on 10, and so I was within a shot. And then those next couple holes, those 3 holes in a row where I lost a shot to him on every hole was tough. But I'm proud of the way I kind of, held myself in it and played really aggressive. Hitting driver on 14 was awesome. Very proud that I executed that shot. Honestly, it was 2 or 3 paces more left, and that potentially gets up there to like 10 or 15 feet. But I told my caddy I needed to make an eagle or 2 to beat him. I knew I needed to go at least 4 under or 5 under on the final stretch, and so that was a situation where I needed to hit driver. And proud of myself for staying aggressive there. 17 sucked. There's not much you can do. It's just a really tough golf course when you get out of position. And, I wish I had that tee shot back and made things a little bit more interesting, especially since I did a great tee shot on 18. Could have really applied some pressure there. But all in all, second place, I'll bounce back.
You mentioned the eagle. You had the one. It's got to be, I'm thinking about what you're thinking. You had a great shot, and then he almost matches you. It was within a foot of each other. What's that?
It's pretty cool. I think as a viewer, anyone watching, it's it doesn't get any more exciting than that when that happens. And then obviously I make it interesting on 16. But yeah, I mean, those were probably two of the best shots of the day on that hole, coming both from the final group. I had a great number to swing hard at a 7-wood from 260. Wind was kind of died down, and I was pretty fired up after executing. And then, yeah, shocker, he puts it in there right the same length. But yeah, I fought at the end. I need to be better on a situation like 17, but yeah, it's I'll learn from this.
And you mentioned your confidence. What do you think about your game is going to translate well at Oakmont?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hitting the ball far. I'm hitting it, pretty straight off the tee. Hitting a lot of fairways. Just need to make sure the putter still stays stable. Don't get shaky with that. And I feel like I'm going to be right there in the mix. I think that a test like this week, it'll prepare you for anywhere. So.
On 14, did you hit that shot earlier in the week in practice rounds? And talk a little bit about when did you make that decision?
Yeah, I've never done it in my life. Never done it in a practice round. Never done it in 8 rounds I played here or more. I mean, actually way more. Probably 15 rounds I played here. I've never even thought about hitting driver. Granted, I'm a little bit longer than I was last year and the year before. But yeah, it was a situation where we're doing the math and there's wind, and I know I need to do something to beat him. Like, if I hit it in the fairway and then hit it on the green and I'm not going to gain a shot. There's no way. Like, he puts it in the bunker, he's still going to get up he still gets up and down. So I knew I needed to make up some ground, and I had to hit driver there and just had to envision the shot. I mean, just because I haven't hit a shot before doesn't mean I'm not ready for it. I can still pull it off.
You're the same age, you and Scotty. You played a lot of junior golf. Did you have any sense back when you were playing junior golf that he would end up being this good?
No, I don't think any of us in junior golf ever think we're going to be the best players on the PGA Tour. It's funny, at the time our goals are to obviously get through college and get on the PGA Tour, and we want to be like the best players on tour, but we're so young that we're just competing against each other, and we're all pretty good at golf, but you don't really expect it. It's really cool now being at the age where we're all at kind of the top of the game. Morikawa, Sam Burns. There's a big list of names that are kind of in my age group. So it's pretty cool to have shared experiences in junior golf and now be out here. But yeah, I'd say a message to any junior golfers is you just got to trust the process and keep learning and keep your love for the game, because if you're a top junior golfer right now, you will be on the PGA Tour more than likely, and you just got to stick with it and trust it and don't get intimidated by it.
But he was just another really good junior golfer. There was no clue in your mind that he was going to be this. No,
I don't think so. I mean, look, Scotty achieved a lot in junior golf. But by no means was he as dominant as he is right now. I remember, I think he might have won Player of the Year, maybe 1 or 2 of the years in junior golf. I remember AJGA Invitationals. I won 1. I'm sure he won a couple. I mean, a bunch of different guys were winning. So he definitely wasn't as dominant as he is now. He's just really perfected his craft and really loves the grind and is always trying to get better. And so that's what separates him so much from a lot of guys, is he's just put in so many hours of being pretty much a robot.
Big pairing today coming down the stretch. What'd you learn about yourself and your game today?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't necessarily assessed it. I've just signed a scorecard and come to you guys. But, I mean, I can compete out here. I can get it done. I got it done last week. Maybe haven't made it look as easy as I wish it would the last couple weeks, but I know I'm going to finish one of these off with a bunch of birdies soon and really dominate one. I had chances this week to kind of separate myself, and this golf course is just, you got to lock in on every single shot. And it's not that I wasn't locked in, it's just comes down to a little bit of execution. I struggled on my right to lefters today, and I missed that one on 18 last night, and it's kind of bothering me right now. So I'm going to work on my right to left putts, no doubt, this off week. But from a mental standpoint, I felt really good out there. I felt calm. I felt like I was engaged with the fans, which was really fun. Was able to balance that and also, keeping my swagger on the course and playing well. And so I know I can get it done in one of these signature events and majors. It's just only a matter of time.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.